The way the world is headed today, I'm a big proponent of buying and holding tangible precious metals like gold and silver, namely in coin form, for economic security due to, reckless spending by our governments and also the mismanagement of billions by banks. Frankly, I just don't trust the dollar. I like to hold tangible assets when the world appears to be printing itself into economic crisis, really further indebting future generations of citizens with these IOUs. I also like to buy these metals regularly around my paychecks as a tried and true method for me personally as a savings account in the world's most recognized form of money, gold and silver coins. And I do all this while still getting to make a purchase, which for me is really the fun part of stacking. Now, if you're interested in learning more about stacking and holding silver and gold in its physical form, then check out any of my playlists by visiting the top link in the video description section of today's video. FE Battery Metals, stock ticker symbol FEMFF, is today's video sponsor, and they really just landed two sets of very positive drill results that showed both lithium and silver in quality and quantity, as it is a fantastic opportunity right now for both metals. And they did this at their Augustus Lithium Property in Quebec, Canada. Lithium and silver is really a dream pairing for me with silver's monetary status. It's my favorite metal to stack because I can buy it in abundance, and it really is the opportunity metal. And when it comes to lithium, lithium is the hottest energy commodity really that there is right now due to all this electric vehicle craze that's going on around the world. However, there's virtually zero lithium production in Canada and the United States today, but that's all about to change, and I want to tell you about what's going on.
Way, while we're here in Detroit, building in America, we're making it easier for folks at home to buy it here in America. Companies have announced new investments of more than $36 billion in electric vehicles and $48 billion in battery manufacturing here in the U.S. We're just getting started. I signed the law, the Inflation Reduction Act. It gives tax credits to new electric vehicles, fuel cell vehicles, made in America. For the first time, you get a tax credit if you buy a used electric vehicle. That's all coming. And part of the infrastructure law, we're investing $7.5 billion to build electric vehicle charging stations all across America.
North America is in a bit of a jam as the United States and Canada are really miles behind China and Russia in lithium mining and production, which is the essential element to propel electric vehicle battery production, lithium, and what journalists have recently labeled as the world's white gold rush. But did you know that the U.S. used to lead in lithium production? And also, did you know that today the U.S. only has one fully functioning lithium mine? Let's go ahead and take a listen here to how bad things are before I talk to you about FE battery metals and how things domestically when it comes to lithium production are really starting to change.
More than 80% of the world's raw lithium is mined in Australia, Chile, and China. China controls more than half of the world's lithium processing and refining, and has 3/4 of the lithium-ion battery megafactories in the world. But until the 90s, the U.S. was the leader in lithium production.
The lithium industry started in the U.S. and had a good run for 50 years.
So what happened? Lithium is not a scarce element. The United States holds almost 8 million metric tons of lithium, ranking it among the top 5 countries in the world.
Bessemer City, North Carolina, that was the original production location in the U.S. You had some of the early companies, which were Foot Mineral Company and Lithium Corporation of America. And those two companies had built their business on producing lithium from spodumene.
Spodumene is a hard mineral that contains lithium, but mining spodumene is not always the most cost-effective way to extract lithium.
The challenge that we have in the U.S. is that you don't have a high quality lithium resource, and so the concentration of lithium is going to be lower than the traditional sources, and then it's more than likely you're going to have more contaminants. So those contaminants have to be removed.
The other main way of extracting lithium uses a salty brine that is pumped out of the ground. Compared to rock extraction, evaporation brine extraction is fairly cheap, since a lot of the work of separating out the lithium is done by Mother Nature.
The challenge that the U.S. production had was that production costs from the brine resource in Chile was just much lower than the cost of producing it from spodumene in the U.S.
The lithium ion batteries, they were invented here. A lot of the technology that is being applied is licensed to companies overseas because the infrastructure here we don't have anymore, we lost.
Around the same time, a massive lithium refining industry was growing in China.
China was really the first place where the EV revolution started taking off in a way that it hasn't in the US, but it is now happening in Europe. So the fact that a lot of lithium conversion capacity is in China is just an artifact of the fact that they had to start making batteries 5 to 10 years sooner than the rest of us did.
On a per capita basis, I suspect we're going to be one of the biggest users of lithium in the world. And frankly, sending lithium to lithium carbonate we make in the U.S. and sending it to China for further processing makes absolutely no sense. We need to have that independent production. China is able to do things in a very impressive manner, but they aren't always our friends. And if we were cut off from lithium batteries, that would change our ability to respond to climate change in a substantial way.
The Biden administration agrees and believes securing domestic sources of lithium is vital to national security. Last June, the administration released a blueprint for jumpstarting domestic lithium production and refining, as well as battery manufacturing, and set a national EV sales goal of 50% by 2030. But there is only one operating lithium mine in the U.S. at the moment, in Silver Peak, Nevada.
85% of 2030's lithium industry doesn't exist yet. So the next decade is going to see tremendous growth in the lithium industry and battery material supply chains in general.
Lithium mining and battery production is once more on the rise in North America. Tremendous growth and bipartisan political support is there, and a huge percentage of 2023's demand is non-existent today, so it's still very early, and FE Battery Metals is one of these very brilliant small cap companies that's already in the game making discoveries in Canada. Now, just back on April 24th, the 3 positive drill results at the Augustus site in Quebec were announced, and Gurminder Sangha, FE Battery Metals CEO, was quoted as stating, "As we continue to explore our lithium property, we are thrilled to report anomalous silver intercepts in our recent findings. This showcases the potential of our property to host multiple valuable minerals, along with highlighting our commitment to a thorough and comprehensive exploration program at Augustus." Okay, so on top of the positive drilling results right here in our backyard in North America, there's a big movement underway. Russia's recent invasion of Ukraine has placed renewed interest and focus, both politically and through private investment, into North American research, mining, and production of key minerals in order to reverse our dependencies on these minerals from our key political adversaries. Now, I touched on that a lot. You heard President Joe Biden speak about the money that will be invested into EV production and battery production. You know it's underway here, and the writing's on the wall. Now, importing nations such as the United States have for decades relied on their ability to control world outcomes by weaponizing the economic might of their currencies, such as the US dollar here in the United States, or by flexing your military strength. This has been a strategy of the United States for decades. The strategy, however, has begun to show signs of ineffectiveness as exporting nations have begun to show less interest in dealing directly with the United States, and now more willingness to deal with China and Russia. Saudi Arabia and Brazil are both very large countries, very big GDPs, exporting countries of minerals, and they have definitely pivoted away from the United States. So the United States itself and Canada need to think more domestic, and domestic exploration and production is indeed underway. The white gold rush, as it's called, is upon us, and the United States and Canada are playing catch up, and these small cap companies such as FE Battery Metals and their recent discoveries are truly gaining attention for good reasons. Once more, FEMFF is the stock ticker, and please do keep in mind that this is a small cap volatile stock in the mining sector, and these stocks in particular tend to move one way or the other based on drilling results, which have been positive, which is probably a leading indicator as to why the stock's valuation has continued to increase all throughout 2023. Now, the company is actively drilling, and they are doing this right on purchased land that is adjacent to historical lithium mines from the past in Canada. Very attractive land that was purchased at a great price that is now showing signs of lithium as well as other metals, including silver. While, personally, I cannot predict the future, the combination of successful drilling on land already immediately in the vicinity of large-scale lithium mining operations could be a great setup play for a future acquisition by one of these larger companies, which would surely be favorable for shareholders. Not financial advice, but more or less I can see what is going on here. Purchase favorable land at a good price when it's out of favor. It's coming back into favor. There's renewed interest in lithium production in North America. You are here discovering it along with other metals, including silver. Sounds like a win-win. So with the United States on track to double the sale of electric cars by the end of 2024 and many, many more electric car sales beyond that time frame, the future for domestic lithium production, especially in mining-friendly districts like Canada, is really once more a reality, and for me, something that I am targeting as an investment opportunity. Now, if you're interested in learning more about Fe battery metals, thanks for watching today's video, but please also check the video description down below where I'll have many links take you to their website, some information about some of their recent discoveries, and bring you all up to date on all the information I've shared here today. Thank you all for considering any of the links. Thank you for watching today's video. Really appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you all again soon on another video.
Thank you for watching our video. I hope you subscribe to our YouTube channel.